Hey guys, Troy here. Just wanting to showcase off my Dragapult and Blaziken EX deck that I got top 4 with last night at my locals League Cup held at the Hobby Hub in Dothan, Alabama. I felt pretty good going into this. I've been grinding the ladder on TCG Live with this deck recently, just trying to get prepared for NAIC in a couple weeks. This will be my first IC I've ever been to, and I'm really excited, and I felt like, hey, going to this cup, this will be good practice going into NAIC in New Orleans. So I chose the Blaziken version because I still feel like that deck is underutilized. I think it's still really strong. I just think the ability to be able to attach from your discard onto a Pokemon is just still really good. But I'll go ahead and get into the list. So starting off with the Dragapult line, we play the 2, 4, 4 line of Dragapult EX. I think it's just kind of mandatory. I think all the other Pult builds are playing the same lineup. I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I do think that Dracloak is just absolutely insane. Like, that card is just, I hate using this word because I think Pokemon players use it too much. But I do think it's broken. Like, the card is absolutely insane. It's just a great draw engine. I think like anything could really just utilize off of it. So yep, there's the Pult line. And next for Blaziken, I just do a 2, 1, 2 line for Blaziken EX. Again, I think this card is great, and it's not just for my bias, because I am biased towards Generation 3. I like Blaziken a lot as a Pokemon, even though Sceptile is my favorite of the Hoenn trio. But this card is just so good. Like, not even just the ability itself, but it's just a great secondary attacker. And I know these grass decks have been popping up a lot, and it feels good going into those. And my locals is kind of flooded with those grass decks. So to me, it just felt like it was a good option. And even playing on TCG Live, I've ran into so many people playing that grass deck. But yeah, the Blaziken line is great. And I hope to see it succeed in New Orleans, if not by me, then by any other notable player. I think that would be spectacular. The next up for the Pokemon, we do play the 2 Monkey Dory, just a crazy card. 1 Bidoof, 1 Moltres, then of course Fez, Clefairy for the mirror, and then the Meowth to go and grab any supporter that you might need, whether it's like a turn 1 Lilies or if you need that game-winning boss. I do really like this Moltres a lot. I think this card is great, even going into the grass matchup. I know I talk about Blaziken a lot, but sometimes if you don't want to just give up those 2 prizes, I think the Moltres really puts in a lot of work. All right, so next up for the supporter count, I am playing 3 Boss's Orders, 4 Lilies, and then 1 Crispin and 1 Dawn. I think this is a pretty good ratio. 3 Boss, great. 4 Lilies, so good. You want to see that, especially if you're going second. It's just good to have if you open really bad, and that did happen to me multiple times during the tournament, and you can go right into a much better hand. Crispin, this card is crazy. I actually thought about just playing it at 2 instead of the 1, but then with Blaziken, being there to help with energy attachment, I think that maybe just 1 was just fine. And then Dawn is a really good card. It came up a few times last night and really came in clutch. Okay, so next up for the items, we've got 4 Buddy Buddy Poffin, 4 Pokepad. Actually, I think 4 Pokepad is just crazy good. I've seen people cut it down to 3, and I really don't understand why. It's just such a great card. You can go and grab your Cloak off of it. You can grab Monkey Dory or the Moltres. Even if it's at the beginning of the game, you go first and you don't have a great hand, you can still go and grab your Dreepy off of it. It's a crazy good card. And then, of course, we've got 4 Ultra Ball, and then 3 Rare Candy, 2 Night Stretcher, and then lastly our Unfair stamp. That card is, as it says, it is an unfair card, but sometimes it works out in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. But yep, this is the item lineup. And then next for our stadiums, I just play the Rockets Watchtower and then the Risky Ruins. I think they're kind of self-explanatory, good for shutting off the Dunsparce, Meowth. This is great for getting your Monkey Dory alive and ready to go. For our energy counts, we are playing 3 Psychic, 4 Fire, and 2 Darkness. All right, so you may be wondering, hey, Troy, why in the world are you playing 4 Fire energy? Most decks are playing 3. Well, so funny story, I got a game loss against my round, I think it was my round 3 opponent. I had an invalid card in my deck. I forgot that Chaos Rising was not legal until next week, so I had a copy of Special Red card in my deck. Thankfully, the card never came up any in the tournament, and the only time it was ever quote-unquote used was being discarded off of an Ultra Ball in our round 3 game. The judge called it, and he gave me a game loss. I'm very thankful that I didn't get a match loss, but my opponent and I ended up doing a tie. So yeah, and when that happens, they let you pick a basic energy to throw in the deck, and I felt like maybe the Fire would be better to use because of the Blaziken and the Moltres. So last night, my matchups were round 1, I went against a Rockets Mewtwo deck. And it was close. I lost round 1. I won the first game and then lost the next 2. That's kind of a tough matchup for this deck. Round 2 was against Enzorark. I did like a quick 2-0 against them. Round 3 was the game loss I had against an Okie Dokie deck, and him and I tied that game. Round 4, I played against another Zoroark deck, and I got a 2-0 off of him. And then round 5 to finish it off in Swiss, I played against some rogue Luxray deck I've never seen before, but I got a quick 2-0 win against my opponent there. Then we cut into top 4. I played against my friend Greg. Shout out to Greg. He was playing the grass deck, which in theory I should beat that deck with the Blaziken and the Moltres. Our game 1 was a pretty quick game. I beat him. I set up 2 Blaziken and just kind of switched back and forth between the 2 and then finished the game off with Moltres. Game 2 was a really awful start. I started off with Moltres, and I think I had a Dreepy, and then I was dead drawing. And by the time I got Dracloak set up and maybe another Dracloak, he already had his board set up. He was sniping my Dracloaks with Pheasantipity of all things, and I just scooped in. We went to game 3. Game 3 was very, very, very close. I really felt like I had him. I was like hoping to myself, I was like, oh, please do not have boss. If he had boss, that was game. Sure enough, next turn he had boss, bossed up my Dracloak, and that was game. But overall, it was a good time. I got top 4. I'm very proud of this achievement. I know I haven't really been doing much uploading recently, and I'm hoping to change that some soon. I do plan to vlog NAIC. I think that's just going to be so much fun to vlog that and just go and just record everything that I'm doing. I do hope to hit up some retro side events if there are any. I would love to play in a 06 or a 2010 format side event. Those are probably my 2 favorite Pokemon formats to participate in. So yeah, just let me know what you think about the deck list and in the comments below, and if there are any changes that you would make, especially for the Chaos Rising format, just feel free to comment below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I much appreciate it. Please subscribe if you like the video, and thank you, and have a great week.